Good evening and welcome to all the participants joined in the daily virtual program on work-life balance conducted by Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of Institute of Chartered Accountant of India in association with Heartfulness. We have with us today's resource person, Mr. Subramaniam sir, and our expert, Mr. Deepak Khanduri sir and CA Pradeep Gupta sir from Heartfulness. With this, I am introducing our today's resource person, Subramaniam sir. He is a seasoned corporate leader with multidimensional and multinational work experience spanning over 35 years. He currently runs his own business consulting and leadership coach firm that focuses on transformational journeys for all level of leadership in both public and private sector. He is also partner with BTS Sweden in facilitating leadership, business acumen, and innovation program for Fortune 500 companies. As a certified leadership coach and a certified heartfulness meditation trainer, he gives freely of his time for individuals who seek to become better version of themselves. He is the program director for Kaushalam, a special heartfulness institute initiative for entrepreneurs, key influencers, and decision maker and leaders. He is also trustee in couple of NPO in lake conservation and fine art space. With this brief introduction, I hand over the session to Subramaniam sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that introduction, and good evening to each and every one of you who are logged in from various points of this country. I believe that this audience spread across, maybe some of you have been logged in from other parts of the world. So good evening, and the topic today is digital detox, and the irony is the whole thing is that we are digitally connected on this. So we are starting already on an ironical note, but that's the way the world works, right? When we are talking about any instrument, it has got a good and the bad in it. So we are using this format to first share what is good about it, and then again talk about the risks involved. We'll do that a little more in detail, but let us first do a little bit of a kind of a centering exercise. I'm going to invite you all to quickly close your eyes, sit back comfortably on your chairs, put your hands on the armrest or on your knees, on your lap, drop your shoulders. Unclench your jaws, release the worry bros that we unconsciously have. So these are the 3 points that we carry most of our stress. So just let's release all this very consciously and just become aware of your breathing. The moment you become aware of your breathing, it will automatically slow down. That's the nature of our breathing. Just start breathing a little more slowly. Inhale comfortably, exhale consciously. Savor the breath. Feel your tummy fill in and bulge out as you breathe in. And empty it completely with every exhalation. That is, we are moving from shallow breathing to what is called deep yogic breathing. Now, the full benefit of breathing comes only when you do this kind of very conscious breathing. Of course, when you're working and when you're in a different dimension, you may lose your consciousness of breathing. But if you have practiced it, these moments, over a period of time, you'll notice that you're doing more and more of it, even when you're unconscious about your breathing. Slower your breathing, the longer you live. The healthier you are, healthier you will be. As you become involved with your breathing in a very pleasant and joyful way, just observe the thoughts that are coming in. They may be remnants of whatever work you're doing till now, whichever dimension that you are in, whether professional or personal. And just put a little circle around it. Visualize that you're bundling all the thoughts and saying, for the next 1 hour, I'm going to just be present here. Fully involved, fully engaged, absorbing whatever is useful, sharing wherever I can, whatever I can, and ensuring that this is an intense, light but intense and impactful learning experience. We have conducted a series of programs for you under the Science of Meditation module. The one that we are going to talk about is a continuation of that. There will be several more coming your way. All these are practical, useful, here and now, experiential tips lying on top of the core heartfulness practices of meditation, relaxation, rejuvenation, and inner connect, which have already been introduced to you over a month ago. Savor the breathing experience for a few more seconds. And gently open your eyes for us to continue the session. All right. So let me just share my screen and jump into the topic. Now, this is a topic that you may wonder why at all having a session on it. Because I'm sure all of you, with no exception, understand that we are all sort of subject to this reality of having to be connected to the world digitally. So why talk about detox? It's a case of too much of something can be quite a problem. I mean, as commerce graduates, as CAs, all of us know the law of the diminishing marginal utility. The more you have of something, the less you want more of it. Unfortunately, that particular law does not apply when it comes to digital connections. And it has resulted in, I would call it in a way, a pandemic in which we are not aware that we are the victims. There is no vaccination for this. COVID was a visible pandemic. There were people falling ill, losing their immunity, some people losing their lives. There were so many things that was measurable in terms of its impact. So people got scared, they took a vaccination and it seemed to have helped. We are out of that extremely calamitous situation, which was a global phenomenon. Nobody was spared, barring a few. Now, similarly, this digital invasion, if you want to call it, is also, in a way, kind of a pandemic. The problem is that we do not understand what it is doing to us because it is not being recognized as one as yet. So our topic today, it's more about, I mean, I know this is not a easy communication channel because I'm talking one way and the best you can do is ask me questions, send some comments and all that. But what I'm going to do in this format is a little bit of, it is going to be one way for the simple reason that we collectively have researched and found out what are the various ways that we can manage this in a simple way without disrupting the need for digital connection because we can't switch it off. We are working in a virtual, more and more in a hybrid and a virtual world. All our information that we need at our fingertips are in the mobile phone. Most of our work happens either in the laptop or in the mobile. So in this circumstance, how can I detox myself? Can I switch off completely from this world? Not really. Can I manage it? Can I regulate it? Yes, I can. Definitely. So our focus is more on firstly reflecting on how much time does one take. Each of you just reflect for 30 seconds. I want you to reflect. What is the total amount of time that you're on a screen? Doesn't matter, it's for work, it's for personal use, it's for entertainment, it is for your teaching, your learning. Doesn't matter. Just count the number of hours that you're spending in a day on an average. Because there could be days when you don't maybe spend so much time, a weekday off or whatever. averaged out and look at it, there is no real, bar to say this much is good and this much is not good. I want you to reflect. What do you think is a good amount where you know that you are in control of your own decisions around being digitally connected, where you're not addicted? There's a very thin line when you move from doing something because there's a need to do to wanting to do it. It becomes more now innate in you. You can't do without it. I have suffered that. I'm working on it because my work demands a lot of time in front of the screen because I do virtual programs. I conduct sessions which last even full day, 8 hours I do. And it takes a toll. Finishing that, I come out of the session 8 hours later, I come, and again, there are people who have been reaching out to me on the mobile phone. So I switch on that. I have to because I have to respond to people. And those days I feel extremely exhausted. So I've been sitting all the time. I've been drinking water. I've been doing even stretches, everything, but I still am fatigued without doing anything physical. It's the sheer fatigue of screen, the sheer fatigue of seeing that black and white, the colors on the screen. And the next day, if I'm lucky, I take a day off. I switch off my laptop, I say, but I cannot switch off my mobile completely. It's a struggle. It's a continuous struggle. But I'm aware that's the only good thing for me. I'm aware that this is not good for me. So I'm speaking not from a position of strength. I am speaking from a position of equals, that we all are in it together. This is a phenomena that we all need to address in partnership. You're also professionals. You may be having the need to be continuously glued to the screens. What can we do about it? Some are here and now solutions. Some are long-term. Shift in the way that you look at your work, look at your need to be digitally continuously connected. Now, heartfulness practices, we have already given you some tools to reduce the effects because these things leave impressions. Social media leaves deep impressions because you're engaged in conversations. You get enraged, sometimes you get excited, you get enthralled, you get enjoyed. A lot of things happen. It's an emotional roller coaster. And it leaves my impressions. And we have given you some tools to manage that. But that's, in a way, a cure. We are not talking about the prevention. You're saying, can I reduce this compulsion impulse to be continuously connected? Because it is definitely becoming a pandemic. I observe these days when I'm traveling in a metro, when I'm traveling in a bus or a train or a plane, most of the people are glued to the mobile phone screens. It has become quite an entertaining exercise for me as well to observe how the world has actually switched off completely from the immediate world and it's switched on to something that is not in their immediate vicinity. You're following the fortunes of people who have nothing to do with us and ignoring those who are immediately in our vicinity. It happens in families. I capture pictures of all of us sitting at the dinner. In our home, of course, as a rule, we don't have phones on our dinner tables, but in many places where I go, I find all of them holding phones in one left hand and they're eating with their right hand, as if their life depends on keeping this phone always alive. So that's just setting the context. I want to share a video before I take you through some interesting findings. This is a nice one. Just put it on play mode. Let me expand the screen. And give me
Have you ever felt trapped by your phone at night? You tell yourself.
Let me do one thing. I have to share the sound.
Have you ever felt trapped by your phone at night? You tell yourself, just 5 more minutes. But before you know it, you've spent hours scrolling. Your sleep suffers, your energy drops, and your mornings feel heavy. But what if I told you that breaking free from this habit could transform your nights and your life? Stay with us for the next 5 minutes to discover simple, powerful ways to reclaim your evenings and wake up feeling refreshed and energized. Let's start with a question. What happens to your mind and body when you're glued to your phone before bed? The blue light from your screen blocks melatonin, the sleep hormone your body needs to rest. Your brain stays wired, restless, and unable to relax. It's no wonder you wake up feeling drained. But the good news is you can escape this cycle starting tonight. Start with a simple change. Use apps like focus mode or screen time blockers to limit access to social media during wind down hours. Imagine this, a quiet, distraction-free evening where your mind begins to truly unwind. Technology can support better habits when used wisely. Another great tip, replace digital tools like e-readers with physical books or a journal. The tactile feel of turning pages or jotting down your thoughts can be incredibly grounding. Physical tools don't emit blue light and keep you connected to the present moment. Try this. Spend a week or two limiting phone use before bed. Notice how it impacts your mood, energy levels, and sleep quality. Many people report feeling more rested, less stressed, and surprisingly productive after just a few nights of this habit. Establish a rule that everyone disconnects from devices at least an hour before bed. Turn it into a family ritual, a time to connect, reflect, or simply relax without screens. These moments can strengthen relationships and create a more peaceful home environment. For personal accountability, remind yourself that checking your phone doesn't add value to your evening or your sleep. Scrolling through social media or answering emails doesn't solve problems. It only delays rest and adds stress. Instead, think about the long-term benefits of putting your phone down. More energy, better focus, and improved mood. Let's make your evenings more engaging without screens. Place crosswords, puzzles, or coloring books near your bed. Imagine the satisfaction of solving a crossword instead of endlessly scrolling through notifications. Another powerful technique is to think about how late-night phone use affects your productivity. Are you waking up groggy and behind on tasks? Reflecting on this can motivate you to break the cycle and prioritize your well-being. Now let's create a step-by-step evening routine. 1. Set a technology curfew at least 1 hour before bed. Power down all devices and allow your mind to unplug. 2. Charge your phone outside the bedroom and replace it with a traditional alarm clock. 3. Activate Do Not Disturb mode or focus mode to block distractions and reduce temptation. 4. Engage in calming activities like reading a physical book, journaling, or light puzzles. 5. Turn your bedroom into a sanctuary with no mobile, TV, laptop, and any electronic items in the bed. 6. Use blackout curtains, light candles, or add a calming aroma to create a space designed for relaxation. 7. Reflect on your day by journaling or listing what you're grateful for instead of scrolling through your feed. Here's a challenge. Try a digital detox for 1 week. Commit to disconnecting from your phone an hour before bed. Replace that time with something enriching. A good book, a warm bath, or even quiet meditation. Notice the changes in your energy, focus, and mood. These small shifts can lead to a massive transformation. Visualize your ideal sleep. Imagine falling into a deep, peaceful slumber without interruptions. Picture yourself waking up refreshed, energized, and ready to conquer your day. This visualization can inspire healthier habits and make the effort worthwhile. Breaking free from phone addiction isn't just about better sleep. It's about reclaiming your time, your focus, and your peace of mind. Remember, every minute spent scrolling is a minute stolen from your rest. Your time is valuable. Don't give it away to endless notifications. Imagine nights filled with peace and mornings full of clarity. The choice is yours to make, starting tonight. If this video inspired you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a break from their phone. Together, let's create a world where restful nights lead to brighter mornings. Sweet dreams.
Okay. All right. There's a lot of things that has come in that last 4.5 minutes. And this is like, in a way, browsing through the screens. There's so much it's coming. I wonder how much we retain. That's not of consequence now. The important point is there are some very immediate, simple here and now steps that one can take. to initiate this whole idea of how can I de-addict myself. The detox is letting go of the toxins. Typically, detox is used as the connotation of toxins. Here we are talking about de-addiction because this is now becoming a lifestyle issue. That without my phone in my hand, I cannot live. I know people who go to sleep with their phone right next to their head and wake up in the morning saying, I haven't had good sleep, forgetting that all these are emitting amazing amounts of radioactive waves, what you call electromagnetic waves, and they can be quite harmful. I can tell you from my own experience that when the mobile phones were just been sort of introduced in the somewhere in the late 90s and early 2000s, I used to have long conversations. Those were those old feature phones. I used to keep my phone on my left, go on long walks, talking to people because my work involved coaching. So some of these coaching conversations used to be on the phone. And I had an early onset of cataract. My left eye, I had to do a cataract operation about 4 or 5 years ago, and it is premature for my age. And then the doctor said that this is unusual. You must have been doing something. And I said, oh, the only thing I can think of is my phone has been one of the, I used to use it because those days the jacks and those things were still not popular. The phones did not have that facility. So it was all about holding the phone close to your ears and listening. So I paid the price for it. So these days I try and keep the phones as far away from myself. In sleeping, I follow very strictly the focus mode. So 10:30 p.m. my phone goes into no disturb mode. Messages, everything, I don't get notification. Anyway, my notification buttons are all off. For all groups, without any exception, it's all off. I don't get notifications. Because if somebody needs to reach me desperately, they will call me. Especially if it's a group, the reason to call me is to be when they want me particularly. And it's worked extremely well. My phone never rings for notification. It worked superbly. That's all, a simple step. So choose what works for you. I'm giving you my example. I switch off the Wi-Fi. I switch off the mobile mode data in the nights. Sleep time 10:30, 11. It's off. I still have this temptation to check my WhatsApp messages in the morning because I do work with people who are working late shifts. They may have sent some messages. That is still I'm grapple with that. There are days when I don't check until 9 a.m. because I finish my morning routine. I get up in the morning, finish my brushing, my coffee, and then sit for meditation for about an hour, and then I finish my exercises, yoga, etc., whatever. But finish my breakfast, and 9 a.m. I open my mobile to check messages. Now that is a discipline that I'm still not established to a point where it has become every day. It's a struggle. So the temptation is always there. So these are some of the things that I have practiced. Now there's a whole list of things that you could do. I do not want to share that with you right now because these are things I'm sure you can choose. Most important thing for you to choose is, do I want to detox? Do I want to come out of this dependency on digital connectivity continuously? Do I want to connect with people one-to-one, face-to-face, without this prop, which is impinging on my physiology, my psychology? It's affecting my health, both mental and physical. That's the awareness that is more important to ask yourself. Am I aware of what I am getting into? What is this thing doing to me? When you sit for meditation in the morning, if you're able to keep your phone completely switched off on airplane mode, when you attend any group meditation sessions, are you able to keep your phones off? Or are you still, so connected to the world that every minute that you're not, connected physically, at least the phone needs to be ringing so that okay, I am still wanted. Then that's a dangerous dependency. Your life is completely not in your control. It's controlled by the outside stimulus. Are you going to fall prey to that? It's something for you to ask yourself. Find for yourself the simplest of solutions. Start off by saying there is going to be a no digital connect time, whatever time of the day works for you. No TV, no screens. Even when I conduct programs, which are all face-to-face programs, I tell my team who attend the programs, they're all fairly senior leaders, I challenge you to not switch your phone on for the next 90 minutes until we have a first break. It's a challenge. Everybody thinks that my work is very important. I am very important. I need to be always in a position to respond. Not at all. In 90 minutes, nothing is going to change in the world. If somebody is indeed in an emergency, serious emergency, they're not going to call you. If they know that you're in a session, they're going to call the person who's immediately in a position to attend to that emergency. It's all a shift in thinking. So challenge yourself in small doses. Do it in small, what is called, I think, atomic habits. I don't know if that session was conducted already in the earlier modules. Atomic habits, James Clear says, do 1% change every day, incremental. So decide what is going to be that 1% today. For example, this is late evening for us. It's about close to 9 p.m. You have the choice after attending this session that, okay, Subbu spoke so much about length on this digital detox. Let me try this. 10:30 p.m. I'm going to switch off my phone. At least put it in silent. Put it away from your line of sight. That's what I tell my team. Just put it out of the line of sight, because the moment you see the glow, even if you put it in silence, you're tempted to see who is that person who's responding or reaching out of the group message. It's always there. It gives you a dopamine high. There is this surge of dopamine every time you receive a thumbs up, or somebody responds to a joke, or somebody sends you something interesting. We get that small dopamine high. The problem is the brain is getting addicted to that dopamine high. It wants it every minute. Small doses. Quick. Facebook, Instagram, X, all the social media platforms that you heard, they have understood this psychology. So they're continuously feeding us shorts, reels. All these are designed to give you those small dopamine highs. Emails has become old-fashioned. We are into other modes of communicating with each other. Even that gives us a dopamine high, because I write something and expecting people to appreciate it. So it's either a thumbs up sign or a smiley or a LOL or ROFL. These are addictive. When you don't get it, you pine for it. When you get it, you want more of it. We are measured today not by what we do, it's measured by what is the number of thumbs ups that you're getting. I was traveling a year ago. I was in Manila in a metro, and very close to me was a young girl who was watching her Facebook or one of those, I think it was a Facebook page. And I saw her. She wasn't reading anything. She was just scrolling, and she was just putting like buttons without even checking what it was. That is the state that we're all coming to, where we are not consuming any information, but we are connected to what is happening just at a superficial level. So that is spilling into the way we relate to people also. It's very superficial. There are no intense relationships. There is no genuine connects. So on that note, I'm going to stop this monologue. Unfortunately, that's the format that we are here in, but I will hope to hear from you on what you think about this topic. Before that, let's do a little bit of a meditation. Sort of put all this behind you and say, I am now getting into detox mode, not just digital, but I'm going to detox myself from whatever I have experienced till now, in the life till now. Meditation allows you to do that. Okay, so let's go through that process, and then maybe 10 minutes before we close, we can take some questions and see how best we can. Heartfulness can also be engaged with you going forward on this whole digital detox as one of the objectives of what we offer as part of our Heartfulness offerings. All right. So I invite you all to now sit back comfortably in whatever posture that you can hold for as long as you can. Make sure you're comfortable. Except resting your head on the wall or on any rest, everything else is comfortably. It should be in a comfortable pose. Close your eyes. Just normalize your breathing, become aware of it. Now gently draw your attention to your heart. When I say the heart, it is not the physical heart, it is the area around which the heart is. The left part of your chest, that's the approximation of the space that we are looking to focus on. That is considered the seat of our own higher self. You can call it the source, you can call it love, you can call it God, you can call it universe, higher power, minor self, doesn't matter. Just focus on this area with a subtle thought that the source of divine light is already present in my heart. And it is gently drawing me inwards. So this is an exploratory journey that you're making inwards into your higher self. You have no idea what it is, what it holds for you. Go there with curiosity. Go there with a little excitement, joy. We all born simple and pure. That gets covered as we grow older. A lot of impressions, a lot of conditioning. This journey is about discovering that simple and pure self. We're diving deep. Hold on to that thought that the divine light is present in my heart. Don't look for any illumination or light physically. It's just the suggestion that there is a light. Just visualize the warmth of summer, or let's say in the winter, how a sun warmth feels for your body, or the embrace of a loved one, the mother, your spouse, your children, whoever is dearest to you. When they embrace you, how do you feel? Think of that feeling as you dive deeper into your inner self. Many thoughts may come to distract you. Do not pay attention to it. Ignore them. Not easy, but keep doing that. It's a matter of practice. Let them come, let them go. The moment you give them attention, it will create a chain of thoughts. If you find that you're drawn into a chain, gently remind yourself that I am meditating on the divine light, and bring the attention back to that light, to that feeling. So we are experiencing the feeling more than the thinking. Once we know what feeling is truly, we can regulate our thinking. Continue to meditate on this thought until I call out that song. Please start meditation. That's all. Continue to keep eyes closed for a few more seconds. You observe yourself at 4 different levels. One is at a physical level. What have you experienced? At an emotional level, what did you experience? At a mind level, what happened? Too many thoughts, few thoughts, no thoughts. That's all. You just need to think about those 3 elements, and then also think about how connected you felt to yourself. What did you experience when you did this exploration into your inner self, your deeper self, your higher self? You may not have the right words to express it now. Just make a note of it, that yes, I felt different, whatever that could be. If you're already into the practice of maintaining a journal, which I'm sure would have been recommended several times, please take a couple of moments to come out of meditation, make some notes in your journal. What have you observed in this particular session today? And once you've done that, we can take some questions about today's session, and anything that is sort of lingering in the back of the head from the previous sessions, which if I'm in a position to answer, I will answer. I can already see a couple of questions have come in and have been shared by the committee. Let me just go through them. The first question says, is there any way to overcome online addiction? And a follow-up question, I believe, from that is, how can I break internet addiction when I keep getting ignored? Okay, let's stay with the first question. Question is there any way to overcome online addiction? For that, you need to define what is addiction. When it is something that disturbs you, if you're not online, that means you're addicted to it. It could be something very useful, it is very good, it's entertaining you, it is giving you a lot of knowledge, all that could be very, very beneficial. But if it is something that is making you stay there for longer than it should, and it is impacting other dimensions of your life, whether it's your family, whether it is your health, whether it's your ability to make money, whether it is able to be productivity, then it is an addiction. Now, there are no quick fixes for any addiction. It starts off with this acceptance, and the question itself shows that whoever has asked this question is accepting the fact that there is a problem and they want this resolution, which is a very good step. The second thing is, how do I go about doing it? And for that, we may have to bring in other habits, because it's very difficult to completely switch off a habit just like that. It's like smoking or any kind of addiction, excessive amount of coffee or tea or alcohol, anything, binge watching TV, whatever. It's not easy to stop it. There is a book called Power of Habit, written by Charles Duhigg. And he talks about that in fair detail, explaining the neuroscience of habits. He says it's very difficult to break the habit chain. The only thing you can do is bring in a better habit, a good habit, which slowly but surely will overwhelm your existing bad habit, if you want to call it bad. So in Heartfulness, what we offer is, now number one way to start looking at it is the cleansing, the rejuvenation. Because a habit is nothing but certain impressions that have formed to a point where it's forcing you to do the same thing again and again. So the root cause should be addressed. You have to remove it from the very seed form. It is continuously germinating and creating more, impelling you to more compulsive behavior. So when we do cleaning, we are helping you come to the root cause and remove it consciously, awareness, very, very focused cleansing. It's a 15-minute routine every day. Please do it for a few days. Sit with the thought that I'm simple, I'm pure, and I want to maintain this simplicity and purity. And whatever is coming in the way, whatever impressions, whatever we call it in Sanskrit, samskaras, are preventing me from achieving the simplicity, purity, is leaving me as smoke through my back. It's a very simple exercise, but it requires active involvement. Please practice that. That's one simple habit that if you can bring every day into your daily life, you will find that your addiction levels will start dropping. And when you do morning meditation, filling in this what you've cleaned up and filling it with divinity, filling the connect with your higher self, it will direct you into doing things which are beneficial to you, to your higher self. You start connecting more and more to your higher self, and it will start guiding you in your life. What are the things that is going to add value to you and to the people around you? You'll get guidance from inner self. So your time management will go simply, it will just manage beautifully. It will flower into a beautiful self-management where you will know what to prioritize, what not to prioritize, what matters most, what doesn't matter most to you. That's first answer. Second is, how can I break the internet addiction when I kept getting ignored? I'm trying to interpret this question as saying that you want attention, but you're not being given attention when you're in internet. So that's why you go looking for more. It's like on Instagram, people are posting all their full private life, hoping that people ignore, not ignore them and give them more attention. They measure their successes by the number of likes, number of comments. Now, that's unfortunately a dark hole to fall into, because that means your self-esteem is dependent on others' esteem of you. The only way you can get out of that is follow rule number one, which is go into rejuvenation, cleanse yourself, get connected to your higher self, and it will direct you. It will say, you can live a life independent of what people look at you. Please value your own self primarily, and then look at what others value for you about you. Your dependence on others' validation will reduce significantly. And this online internet, social media plays on this need for validation, plays on this need for approval. And it makes us more and more go into this rabbit hole. Say, I will do posts, I'll post more, I'll post what I eat, I post what I saw. Every moment of your life, you want a validation. You want somebody to say, good, very good. Could be from your relations, could be your school friends, college friends, doesn't matter. But this need for validation is a compelling reason for us to stay connected to the internet. When you say internet, basically you're talking about any kind of digital connection. I hope that sort of gives you some clue on how this works. There's a lot more that's available online for you to read about detox, digital detox. This is now a big subject of concern to the entire medical community, because they're seeing a lot of mental health issues coming as a result of this particular addiction. So our attempt today was to just open your thinking to, am I in that category of people who is now into being addicted? Then you definitely have a problem, and it is solvable. And you don't need to do anything new from what you did till yesterday or today, which is meditate, rejuvenate, connect. That's all you need to do. We're not asking you to do anything new. We're just saying, become more aware. Become aware of the dangers of being digitally connected and dependent. While it is useful, use it only like you use a kitchen knife. Use it only to cut vegetables, not to stab yourself or stab others. It is a double-edged sword. And with AI now more and more giant strides in the way it's going to start interacting with us. We have to be all that more conscious about the downsides of it. As much as there's a huge upside, there's a downside to it. We should be very, very careful. And that carefulness is not going to come from warning from people like me. It has to come from within you. This caution, this precaution, this awareness, where I should use, where I should not use, where I should switch on, where I should switch off. So on that note, I'm going to pause now and let you enjoy this detox opportunity starting from this evening. And I don't see any further questions coming, so I'm assuming that all are fine to go back and continue whatever you were doing. Enjoy the rest of the evening. It's a long weekend. Enjoy yourself. And I hope to connect with you all sometime soon in the future. Shubhratri. Good night.
Good night, Bhaiya.
Bye.
Good
Thank
night.
you, sir, for delivering this wonderful session. And thanks to all the participants who have joined this session. And also thanks to our expert who have been with us throughout the session. With this, we are concluding this session. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.